Hi friends, this is Marilyn from TarotClarity.com again, and today's video will be showing tarot card combinations and what cards in proximity of one another can mean. So combination card meanings. For the demonstration today, I'm using the Tarot of Francois Gassman of 1840, a Swiss deck, which, this recreation or restoration created by Yves Renaud. Interestingly, though it's a Swiss deck, they don't substitute Juno and Jupiter for the female pope and the pope, which is kind of interesting. But at any rate, I really like this deck. It's got beautiful colors, and I just feel like using it today. Okay, so let's see what random combinations we might pull. Particularly handy if you're doing 3 cards, a 3-card spread. So we have death, we have the beginning of something, the Ace of Coins, and we have the 2 of Coins. Now death falls before what appears to be a trend toward growth or prosperity. So it could be a suggestion that with the end of something, it allows for something new to happen. So for example, if someone is, in a stagnant situation in their life, maybe a relationship isn't moving forward, or maybe, they just feel as though, there is stagnation for whatever reason. This might be a reminder, to suggest that letting go of what no longer serves you will not only allow for, but almost guarantees growth in well-being in a new direction, right? This, the ace is the beginning of something, and of course 2 is exponentially larger than 1. Although not, a huge jump, it is a trend toward growth, right? Let's take a look at a few more. Oh, I shuffle these cards. I'm just kind of, it looks like I didn't shuffle them. I shuffled them. This is weird. Okay, we have a pair of 3s. Okay, so we have a center card flanked by a pair of 3s. Now, in numerology, at least the way I read the cards and understand the numbers, odd numbers are, address a lack of stability. Now, a lack of stability can be a good thing. When in 3, the number 3 means growth. So when we have the combination of more than one number, especially in a very small spread, like a 3-card spread, we have, the sense of growth, right? There is growth in the area of physical well-being. Could be money, could be a domestic life, could just be, a growth in the areas that, just make a person well-rounded in education or in intelligence, that kind of thing. Whereas the 3 of Cups would indicate, a growth in the direction of maturity or emotional satisfaction or well-being. But these cards flank a 5, right? Now 5, like the 7, could be seen as, moving forward. We have, 5 follows 4. 4 is a very stable number. It's, it's rock solid, right? And then we have the introduction of something new, a 5, a 5-sided figure, or, just 5 coins, for example, is now tipping the scale in another direction. So with maybe taking a chance, or maybe, allowing for, taking a chance, like leaving an area of stability, or leaving or leaving your comfort zone, doing something that, gets you out of your comfort zone bring growth and well-being and prosperity as well as emotional satisfaction. So being able, I would interpret this as being able to come out of your comfort zone can lead to these two things. But these two things are dependent on maybe exiting your comfort zone. So I don't know if this is so much a video on necessarily combinations of cards, but, just understanding the cards, in combination with one another. Now, I'm not giving any particular question, right? I'm just interpreting these cards as they strike me, what they could mean, in a general kind of reading. But I prefer to do readings where there is actually a question, because some people say, well, it's so much harder to do readings when there's no question involved. But why make life hard? The idea of interpreting the cards for a client is to bring meaning to their life and to help them understand new patterns of seeing things or doing things. So by all means, I prefer that if a person has a question or something that's in their life that they need addressing, it's helpful to know the question, because then I would interpret the cards in the context and in relation to their question or their concern, whereby I would get the most meaningful understanding. But, sometimes people, if they're not familiar with tarot, they just want a general reading, or sometimes they want to play Stump the Tarot Reader to see what the tarot reader comes up with. And then in that way, we get, general readings. Okay, so we have a 4, as I mentioned before. 4 is a number of stability. 4 of batons. Batons can represent social areas, with the workplace, hobbies, sports activities. It all depends on the content of the context of the question, or how it relates to the person's life, right? But, I interpret the suit of batons as fire, so it's an energetic suit. So we have stability. We have, some type of stability in an activity, probably social activity. Let's see. Other combinations. And we have the 5. I did not shuffle these cards. Ah, my goodness. I must have had these in they don't look like they're in order. But as I'm laying them, they just seem like they're in. It's bizarre, right? That doesn't look like they're in order. But when I lay, well, sometimes it's like that, so I'm just going to go with it. Okay, so here I am struck by a progression, right? We have 4, 5, and 8. 4, 5, and 6, excuse me. 4, 5, and 6. So we have a progression. So I would say with the falling of these 3 cards, that there is a progression in this arena of their life. It could be an advancement, maybe if they're looking for if the question is about a raise and these cards pop up, or maybe getting a better position at a job, I would say, yeah, it looks like, there is a progression in that area of your life. If it's a sports-minded individual and they're, hoping to, go to the next level of their, their sports life, if they're an athlete, for example, then I would say, yeah, you are, working towards that goal, and it's looking very promising. You're going in that direction. All right, I don't want to see too many more sequential cards. I sat here for at least 10 minutes mixing the cards before I even started the video. So, okay, whenever I see this card, I always think of a party like New Year's Eve, right? Where, we have a fancy chandelier and we have horns. This is not what's being depicted, but it's my perception of this card. So although it is the 4 of batons, which is a stable excuse me, the Four of Coins, which is a stable number, I always see it as a little bit more exciting than the other fours, especially when it appears, you know, in this way. And the Gassman Tarot is such a fun deck. We have a 4, a 5, and then an 8. Okay, so we have what seems to be a celebratory event or occasion, right? Could be domestic, because the suit of coins can represent domestic life, the finer things in life. Certainly, it certainly is an exciting card for me, even though it's a 4. This particular 4 from this particular deck just reminds me of celebration and party and fun. And it's followed by 2 cards from the suit of cups. Now, 5, as I mentioned earlier, is an unstable number, and it can be, rocking the boat of the stability of 4. So too much, right? We have, merriment of this 4, which is safe, but then at some point it becomes maybe unsafe, right? Especially if alcohol is involved. So we have, some kind of a celebratory event, which by all accounts might be, a safe thing or should be restrained or refined kind of event. But then, with the inclusion of alcohol, maybe it becomes a little less safe. And then we have the 8 of Cups. Now, the 8 of Cups is the number 4 on steroids, so it's even more secure and safe than the original 4. So I think the good news in this spread is that, with the merriment, with a little bit of alcohol, the potential could be dangerous or risky, but the evening ends well, because, order. Number 8 is the number of order, lack of chaos. So order is restored and contained. Okay, now we have the Wish card, the 9 of Cups, the Devil, and Justice. All right, so the Wish card is, when this card pops up classically and, textbook kind of thing, it is a good suggestion that the person coming to you will get their wish, will get his or her wish, or their wish will be fulfilled. Sometimes you have to be careful what you wish for, right? Because, sometimes what we wish for, can lead to trouble. We have the Wish card followed by the Devil card. The Devil card can be representative of overindulgency or dependency on something, which is not necessarily good for us. And the sobering follow-up with the Justice card is an indicator that, justice could be the law, right? Justice could be, this card could be referencing the law. And just, be careful what you wish for, because, overindulgences do maybe follow up with consequences, or put you in a situation where you might be judged. So be careful what you wish for in this combination of cards. And we'll try one more. Keep it under 15 minutes. We have the 3 of Batons, growth. We have the 10 of Coins. 10 coins is better than 1 coin. Right? I'd rather have 10 coins in my pocket than 1. But it also is the end of the line, so it means that you've reached the threshold. You've reached the limit. So oversaturation could be an indicator of that card. So here we have growth, fun, activity, social activity, something happening in the workplace, group activity, work, like athletics, sports, or just a social outing, outdoor activity. Followed by the 10 of Cups, the 10 of Coins, meaning that, it's served its purpose. 10 being the culminating number before it just breaks down and there are no more numbers, or it goes back to 0. It's like the Wheel of Fortune, right? It's 10, it's the cycle. So, with this brings a completion of well-being and maybe getting back to one's studies. The valet of a coin could be seen as a student, or someone who, needs to get back to work or get back to business. So the fun activity, a fun diversion, serves its purpose, right? But it's time to get back on track. So I hope this brief video has been insightful to you. It's just the way I would spontaneously interpret any combination of 3 cards in a general type of way, not specific to anyone's particular question. I hope this has been fun for you, and until next time, friends, peace and stay well. And thank you for the many birthday wishes. I did indeed have a nice birthday.